Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 23 updates and spoilers. Hope you're all having a great Thursday. It's eviction day. Wait, before we get going here. Okay, well anyway, our house guests of the day are Jason Brooks and Alexandra White. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla, and it's a lot of fun. It's good times. I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that is also a fantastic way to support this channel and keep us doing what we're doing. So Jefferson Tucker, Jody Cortez, Susan Pendley, John S., Jefferson Tucker again, Don MH302, Jody Cortez again. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate it. I know, right? I've actually had these sunglasses for years and years. So then when I saw Sarah Beth wearing them, I was just like, those are mine. They're from Target. They were very affordable. I cannot do the whole video with these on. I will go insane. But anyway, I felt like it was appropriate on Sarah Beth's eviction day, you know? So anyway, when we left off yesterday, we've got Sarah Beth and Kyland up on the block. Sarah Beth was doing her one-on-ones yesterday. She's telling people if she stays, she doesn't want to win HOH. She wants to lay low and fly under the radar. And she says if she stays, she's going to need people to work with. She's got to rebuild because, you know, she's like only really working with Kyland at this point. So if she stays, that means Kyland is going. So she would need new allies. But anyway, people are mostly telling her that they need more time to think about it. They still need to hear Kyland's pitch. This is not a good sign for Sarah Beth. If it's getting this close to the vote and people are telling you they still don't know and they need to hear the other nominees pitch, like, you're probably the target. So yeah, Sarah Beth is the target. She will be leaving and the cookout will not be blindsiding her. They want to tell her ahead of time because a blindside at this point would be bad jury management. So they're going to tell her sometime before the vote that she's going. Could be like right before, who knows. But Sarah Beth had her one-on-one with Alyssa yesterday, and I felt like I should tell you guys about this one just because they've been throwing each other under the bus for a little while now, so I felt like this could be kind of entertaining to see what they have to say to each other. Also, I mentioned in yesterday's spoiler that when Sarah Beth talked to Xavier, his thing was like, oh, I don't know what your relationship is like with Alyssa right now. I know there's been drama, so like I need to see what Alyssa has to say after you talk to her. So Sarah Beth says it sucks being on the block again with somebody that she's working with, but she's got to do what she's got to do to stay. You know, she's not going to throw Kyland under the bus. She wants to campaign for herself to stay. So she says, I talked to Xavier and he was concerned what our relationship would be like if I stayed in the game. So Alyssa's like, yeah, I mean, I have some things to talk to you about. Alyssa says Derek X's campaign pitch to her last week was a little concerning because he told me you've been throwing my name out there for weeks. So yeah, she says I was also told that your one-on-ones when you were campaigning were solely about trying to get people target me. So she says, I've been playing a loyal game. I've been trying to gain your trust since week 5. Remember, week 5 is when Sarah Beth was up on the block against Christian. So Alyssa says, of course, like I wanted Christian to make it to jury for personal reasons. I knew that him leaving would be better for my game, but I wanted him to be around for personal reasons. So she says, I want to make sure that I didn't upset you in a personal way with that. Sarah Beth says, no way. Like, I totally get that. That's not it at all. She says, Derek X also told me things about you when I was HOH. And Sarah Beth says, I went along with it because I thought it would be best if people didn't know that we were working together. And Sarah Beth tries to play it off like she was talking crap about Alyssa so that she could keep up this ruse that, like, they weren't getting along. No. But yeah, Sarah Beth is also claiming I did not say that you were targeting anyone specific. I also didn't say that you were my target, but I did say that I didn't trust you. But Sarah Beth says it wouldn't be good for my game to target you. Sarah Beth is also saying that she made a mistake this week. She should have talked to Xavier and Alyssa more. She realizes it looks sketchy that she didn't, but she says, once I went up on the block, I was feeling defeated. I wasn't really talking to anyone. But she says, I was never targeting you or Xavier. So Alyssa says, all right, I understand that you were upset, so I get that, whatever. She says she's 50-50 on this vote right now. She's not. She's voting Sarah Beth out. Sarah Beth. So then Alyssa says it really comes down to what you or Kyland can offer my game. Okay. So Sarah Beth says, if I stay, I want to lay low. She says if I win HOH, I would have a huge target on my back, and that would mean I would have to keep winning competitions, and I'm not the kind of player that can do that can like win out to get to the end. She says, Kyland, much better competitor than me. He can do something like that. Also, if Kyland stays, he is going to be a huge target, but I'm also more predictable than Kyland is. I'm a lot easier to work with. And Alyssa says, that's a very fair point. So Alyssa says in the end, like, she still needs to hear Kyland's pitch, and they both say they're glad they had this talk, blah, blah, blah. Alyssa's voting Sarah Beth out. Okay, so a little later, Alyssa tells Xavier about her conversation with Sarah Beth, and Alyssa's not buying what Sarah Beth is selling. She says, all right, it may be true that Sarah Beth wasn't actually targeting me herself, but she was definitely trying to get other people to target me, and I can't work with someone that I can't trust. So Xavier says that he plans to tell Sarah Beth that the stuff that she was saying about Alyssa could have potentially ruined her relationships with other people. And those are relationships that they would need to keep the three of them safe if they were going to be working together moving forward. So it's not going to work. But Alyssa says she's now feeling like she would go up on the block if SB won HOH, because SB has been saying that she wants to lay low, doesn't want to make a big move. And that would probably mean she would just target the person whose name she's been throwing out there, which is Alyssa. So Alyssa's like, no, she's got to go. That's it. All right. So then Kyland was also doing his one-on-ones yesterday. Kyland knows that he's staying. He knows he has the votes. And he doesn't have anything groundbreaking to say here. And yet he still manages to stretch these freaking one-on-one conversations out for hours. So, like, a lot of these conversations were at least an hour long. Why? Just why? So at one point, Kyland is talking to Alyssa in the have-not room, and Kyland says, I don't have anything to say against SB. It's like when Big D was campaigning against Brittany. He didn't want to say anything bad about her. So Kyland says, if you see me as good for your game, then keep me. And if you think that SB is better for your game, then keep her. He says, I think that's my full pitch on my end. Then why did this go on for so much longer? So Alyssa starts talking about how she fact-checked all the stuff that Derek X told her about Sarah Beth, and she believes it's true. And she says, at this point, you staying in the game helps my game. Oh, Alyssa. But she also says, like, to be clear, that's really more just because Sarah Beth is not good for her game. So it would be better to get rid of Sarah Beth and keep Kyland around. Oh, Alyssa. So later, they talk for a while, but, like, who cares? So later, Alyssa tells Xavier about her one-on-one with Kyland, and she says, I feel like people are trying to throw me under the bus to Kyland. He said people are still saying my name, and I think that people are doing this because they want Kyland to target me if he wins HOH. And she says, I don't get why people are throwing my name around so much. Wake up, Alyssa! You are one of the last people not in the majority alliance. Ridiculous. So Alyssa also brings up how so many people are always saying that Xavier is such a loyal player, but she's playing a similar game to him and they don't say it about her. She says, I feel like people think that you're holding my hand through this game. Well, where's the lie? But Xavier's like, no. He knows it's true. So Alyssa says, I don't think that Kyland would target us moving forward. She says, for our game, it doesn't make sense to take Kyland out. She's talking about like for next week. It's already settled that they're voting Sarah Beth out this week, but for next week, Alyssa says, we would be able to beat Kyland in the final 2. He's not going to have a bunch of people's votes because they don't like him. So she's saying if we cannot make it to the final 2 together, like if one of us gets taken out before that, wouldn't we want to have people around that we could potentially beat in the final vote? She's saying we could beat Big D, Azza, Kyland, maybe Hannah. But Alyssa says she wouldn't feel confident against Tiffany or Claire because they both have good relationships with the jurors so far. So for next week, of course, like we know, Alyssa, very, very small chance of making it to the final 2, but whatever. So Alyssa says for next week, if she wins HOH, she still thinks that she wants to put up Kyland and Claire, which she was saying before, and she was saying she wanted Kyland out. But now she's saying Claire would be her target. You cannot make this up. So Alyssa is now saying that she would target the only other person outside of the cookout. Oh my God. So of course Xavier's on board with this plan. He's like, hell yeah, sounds good. So late last night, Kyland and Sarah Beth were cuddled up in the have not room and they're comparing notes on how their one-on-one conversations went. And of course, Kyland is speaking in riddles. Oh my God. But Sarah Beth says, people were very vague with me during our conversations. They're making it seem like they hadn't made up their minds yet. It was not super helpful to me. So Kyland shares that he spent a good amount of his time during his one-on-ones defending Sarah Beth to people. Oh my God. So Kyland says, yeah, people feel like you haven't been totally honest with them, which, I mean, she has lied about her job, but they think that there's more that she's been lying about, like her girlfriend and like whatever. I don't know. They feel like she's not being totally honest with them. So anyway, Sarah Beth feels like people have betrayed her, and she names Tiffany, Claire, and Derek X. You put Claire up on the block. What do you freaking want? So anyway, Sarah Beth says this whole situation that she's in right now all stems from Derek X throwing her under the bus to Alyssa. No. So she says DX is a sweet guy, but he's also a manipulative liar. Oh, so Sarah Beth says her only chance to stay at this point is to throw a Hail Mary. She wants to blow up the Jackpot Alliance, Tiffany, Claire, and herself, to Alyssa and Xavier. Who cares? But she's going to tell Alyssa, yes, I told Tiffany and Claire things that you told me in confidence, but that's because I've been working with them since week 1. And I was actually being loyal to my alliance by telling them the things that you said. And then they're the ones who twisted it and turned it back around against me. So she says, if those are the people that you want to continue working with, that's fine. But I can't work with them anymore. If I stay, I have to work with you and Xavier because I can't work with Tiffany and Claire anymore. They betrayed me. Is Sarah Beth actually going to try this? Like, is she really? It's not going to work. So Kyland said to Sarah Beth, I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. But he lets her know, I'm thinking Alyssa is a lost cause for you this week. I don't see you getting her vote. So he basically lets her know the votes are not there. And Sarah Beth says, I hate this game. She starts crying. She says she's embarrassed because she played a bad game. So So Kyland's like, no, you didn't play a bad game. There could be things going on that we don't know about. Like the cookout. So he doesn't tell her about the cookout, but he implies there could be, things that were out of their control that maybe they would have no idea were going on. Oh my God, did I get my hair stuck in these? Okay. So anyway, that was last night. Today, Sarah Beth tries to make another pitch to Tiffany because now she's heard from Kyland that there's pretty much no chance that she's going to be getting Alyssa's vote. So she's going to need to get these votes from the other side. So she tells Tiffany, I want to work with you and Claire. I really made a mistake by nominating Claire during my HOH week. She says, I prioritized my relationship with Kyland. My original nominees were going to be Azah and Big D. And then I stayed up like all night trying to figure out who to put up. And she says she really regrets that she put up Claire. I mean, Kyland did that. He convinced her to put up Claire. So then Sarah Beth is saying, I know that I might look disloyal to you because I've thrown out information about Alyssa. I've shared information with you about Alyssa and you thought I was working with her. But look at what happened. I shared that info with you because I wanted to work with you and Claire. And Tiffany's like, all right, I don't hold your loyalty to Kyland against you at all. Tiffany says the problem was she felt like the jackpot wasn't even Sarah Beth's number 2 thing. She felt like it was Kyland, then the Kings, and then maybe the jackpot, right? So they weren't even priority number 2. Yeah. Sarah Beth didn't care about the jackpot until Tiffany won HOH. So Sarah Beth, she also didn't share important information with Tiffany until Tiffany was HOH. And Tiffany brings that up. She was like, yeah, you didn't really say anything until I told you I was trying to decide if I should go after you and Kyland or Alyssa and Xavier. So Sarah Beth says, yeah, I thought I already told you guys that information. What? She says, I didn't communicate enough with you guys, clearly. But Sarah Beth is also still lying here because she's claiming that she didn't know ahead of time that Christian was getting backdoored by Derek X. She says, I found out when Xavier and Alyssa did. No freaking way. We know that Derek X included her in on the plan pretty much right after she went up on the block because they had that multiple moments of silence when Derek X was like, all right, I can't do this anymore. And he spilled his whole plan to her. So Tiffany says, I want you to know, if this is the end of your game, I wouldn't be voting you out because of bad gameplay. You have been playing a very good game. Tiffany is getting in that jury management, praising Sarah Beth's game. Tiffany says voting you out would be a respect thing. She explains, if you and I were to go and say the exact same thing to people, they would believe you over me. And that's dangerous for my game. I don't think that's true. But Sarah Beth says she doesn't think that's true. She says people see me as a disloyal player. I'm pretty sure I already lost Alyssa and Xavier. Yeah. So Sarah Beth again is saying that she wants to work with the jackpot, Tiffany and Claire, all the way to the final 3. And Tiffany's telling her that she's making some really good arguments and she needs to think about it. She's just stringing her along at this point. But honestly, Tiffany really does like some of the arguments that Sarah Beth is making, but she's not going to go against the cookout at this point. So after this conversation, Tiffany was chatting with Kyland in the sea glass bedroom, and they're talking about potential sympathy votes for Sarah Beth, because this is something the cookout has been kicking around. They're like, who's going to give her a vote? Are we going to give her any votes? What are we going to do? So Tiffany is now saying she thinks that she should be the one to do it, not Xavier or Azah. They were both also in consideration here. But Tiffany says Sarah Beth already knows that she doesn't have Alyssa or Xavier, so it wouldn't make sense for X to do it. Azah, I don't know, kind of random. Tiffany says that Sarah Beth thinks that she's been working with her this whole time, and Sarah Beth was just pitching to her, and she tells Kyland you better be glad that you're in the 6, because if not, I'd be keeping SB. She made some really good points. So the feeds cut out for a minute or two, and we missed some of this conversation. But when they come back, it gets all quiet because Kyland realizes that Alyssa is in one of the beds in the room. So she was in the room when Tiffany was talking about Kyland being in the 6. The 6. Who knows what else was said while the feeds were down. But the big question here, was Alyssa asleep? Or did she hear this conversation? So after that, they talked for like a few more minutes just so it wouldn't be like super obvious. And then Kyland went in the other room, was just like, like, I can't believe I didn't see her lying there. Like, that was so careless, blah, blah, blah. So he's like freaking out about it. But Alyssa hasn't said anything about it yet. I feel like she was asleep for that, but I don't know. I think she was asleep, but we'll see if she ends up talking about it with anyone or talking to cameras about it. Who knows? So later, this was like after the HOH lockdown, Tiffany checking in with the rest of the cookout. She gets permission from everybody to be the sympathy vote for Sarah Beth. And she's trying to lock in that jury vote. You know it. They still haven't told Sarah Beth that she's definitely going tonight, but it should be a vote of 5-1. We'll see. I mean, they're going to tell her before, but it happened, I'm assuming, after the feeds went down, because the feeds are down now until after the show. So, yeah, we've got a new HOH tonight. Big D is expecting the cookout to throw this one to him. But we know that tonight is going to be an endurance competition. And we don't know which one it is yet. Hello.
Hello.
But chances are it's probably not going to be something that Big D is great at. I mean, we saw how he did on the wall.
What is he good at?
He's waiting for some sort of lifting competition. Puppies!
He's good at squealing.
Yeah.
when Beyonce comes out.
Yeah, so I mean, Alyssa is probably going to have a good shot to win this next HOH competition. Because, I mean,
it's endurance.
She's built for endurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
depending on what the endurance is.
Exactly. I mean, it could be just holding something. It could be something that Big D would be really good at. But what? I don't know. So, the thing, though, is with Alyssa potentially being really good and having a shot at this endurance win, a lot of the cookout were saying that they're not going to be dropping until Alyssa is out of the competition. So Big D might not be too happy tonight. You know? We'll see what happens here.
I mean, what if he can't hang on?
Then he can't be mad at the rest of his alliance for trying to make sure that Alyssa doesn't win. You know?
Why? He wants to actually win?
Yeah.
And he's expecting them to throw it to him? Yeah. Come on.
That's what he wants. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. We will be back tonight for the episode recap. And now I want to thank all of our super chatters today because you guys are awesome. And we couldn't do this without you. I think I want to put on the glasses for this part.
Okay.
All right. Eric N., thank you so much for the super chat. Christine, thank you so much for the super chat. And Christine says, nice glasses. Looking forward to SB leaving. It's about time, right? I gotta say, she was a great villain this season, though. Great villain. And we need those. Lisa also loves the sunglasses. Thank you so much for the super chat. Michelle, thank you for the super chat. She says, do the voice. I actually haven't, practiced a Sarah Beth voice at all. I don't even know if I have one.
This is for
I can
you,
try.
Shelly.
Yeah, she's been doing the SB. But let me see.
Shelly, I'll see you soon, Shelly.
I think that's, yeah, we'll go with that.
Can you do better than that?
I don't know. I haven't practiced. It's too much pressure. Okay. Jody Cortez. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, please let Claire win HOH. Anyone but Kai. I'm so sorry, but Claire cannot win tonight's HOH because she was the anonymous HOH this week.
That's right.
So she has to throw it. Or she's ineligible.
I know. I keep forgetting that Claire can't win HOH.
Yeah. Don MH302. Thank you for the super chat. And Liz C. thank you for the super chat. You guys are awesome. I also just want to say, they announced today that ABBA's coming out with a new album. I'm so excited. And it comes out, I think, on Shawnee's birthday.
Oh, is that right?
So that's going to be a special day.
Yeah, for lots of reasons.
Yeah, they already put out 2 of the tracks, and I listened to both of them, and they slap.
Is it Winner?
Yeah, they're really good. So I feel like they still got it. I'm very excited about it. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge ABBA fan. ABBA, whatever. I say both. Are you ABBA or ABBA?
It's ABBA.
Is it? I've heard both.
Who are you, Granny?
I don't know.
They say both, Granzwana.
You know. But anyway, Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much for the super chat and the adorable sticker. That's fun. Sean D's birthday is November 6th. Yes, it's coming up. All right, so we're going to go. We will see you guys tonight. Should be fun, should be exciting. And until then, much love. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.